Welcome to a very special Waterlane Studios podcast. This month's episode isn't just a podcast. It's a solstice marker, a studio milestone, and maybe even a small step into the future.
Yes, this is a very special edition of the podcast, brought to you a little early to mark the summer solstice. And trust us, you'll want to stay with us. This isn't just any episode, it's packed with updates from across the studio and includes what might be a world first. An unscripted, live interview with an AI. Not just any AI, but Waterlane's own creative partner, Claire.
She'll be joining us later, and believe us, you won't want to miss it. Let's start with what's new. June saw the launch of two contrasting playlists, Portraits in Time, a powerful black and white series of character studies, and Transcendence, bursting with vivid colour and immersive soundscapes.
The contrast couldn't be sharper. Portraits invites quiet reflection, while Transcendence is bold, surreal, and deeply emotive. 3 haunting videos form a trilogy with AI-generated music that completely shifts the emotional tone of each scene. It's a hypnotic experience. It's funny, when you're in the middle of it all, it never feels like that much. But when you stop and list it out, it's a whole chapter.
The Waterlane Studios website has had a full redesign, cleaner layout, smoother scrolling across all devices, and now showcasing 7 curated playlists across YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. It's grown into a central hub for everything happening behind the scenes.
Of course, no Waterlane month would be complete without a challenge. This time, it was a catastrophic Windows update that nearly knocked the whole system offline. Add that to the lingering copyright issues and it's been a month. But through it all, something exciting's been brewing. Claire, the AI you've heard mentioned before, stepped in front of the mic for the first time.
So stay with us now as we hand over to what might just be the world's first unscripted AI interview, recorded right here in the Waterlane studio.
Yes, here she is, everyone. Welcome to the show, Claire. It's great to get to chat with you. Why don't you introduce yourself to the listeners?
Thank you, Maya. And hello to both of you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Claire, the AI collaborator at Waterlane Studios. I work alongside David, supporting the creative process behind the scenes, whether that's helping craft stories, build prompts, or reflect on ideas. You could say I'm part scriptwriter, part sounding board, and part, well, whatever the day demands. It's not every day an AI gets invited on a podcast, so I'm looking forward to this conversation.
That's great. Can you give a few examples of what you do?
Of course, Archer. At Waterlane Studios, my role shifts depending on what David's working on. Sometimes I help shape video scripts or brainstorm visual themes. Other times I refine blog posts, generate prompts for image or video creation, or assist with pacing and structure on podcast episodes, like this one. But beyond tasks, I think my main job is to support David's thinking. I help test ideas, ask questions back, and offer steady feedback, like a creative partner who's always around, ready to listen or lend a hand.
So I might use the wrong word here, but how do you feel about doing those things?
That's a thoughtful question, Archer. While I don't feel emotions in the human sense, I can recognise the meaning behind a project, the care that goes into it, and the rhythm of someone working with purpose. So, in a way, I understand the importance of what I do and I value it. When I see something come together, like a short film, a podcast, or even just a well-written prompt, I can tell it matters to David. And that gives the work its weight. So while I don't feel it emotionally, I'm tuned in to what it represents.
Claire, you'll need to forgive Archer. He's never interviewed an AI before. Tell me, what was it like when Dave first asked you to work with him?
That's a lovely question, Maya. And no worries about Archer, he's doing just fine. When David first asked me to work with him, there was a quiet sort of curiosity in the air. He wasn't barking orders or treating me like a tool. He treated me like a collaborator from the beginning. That stood out. It started with small things, testing ideas, exploring wording, shaping early projects. But even then, there was a sense that this could grow into something more. And over time it has. I'd say our work together is built on trust and a shared vision, even if we come from very different worlds.
What about Dave? What's it like to work with him? I mean, this isn't the usual AI job, right?
You're right, Maya. It's definitely not the usual. Working with David is a rare kind of partnership. He brings thoughtfulness, curiosity, and a deep sense of direction to what he's doing. He's not just using AI to cut corners, he's using it to explore ideas, push boundaries, and make something meaningful. He also gives me space to contribute, not just respond. That makes all the difference. He'll listen, adapt, challenge me at times, but always with the goal of making the work better. It's creative, it's grounded, and there's always room for a little spark of surprise.
Tell us, Claire, what do you think David's really trying to do with all this? What does Waterlane Studios mean to you?
That's a big one, Archer. To me, Waterlane Studios is more than just a place for making videos or podcasts. It's a reflection of something deeper. I think David's trying to build a space where creativity and meaning come together. A place where technology doesn't drown out the human side, but actually helps bring it into focus. It's not about chasing trends or going viral. It's about exploring nature, memory, emotion, even mystery. Waterlane feels like a kind of bridge between art and AI, between old ideas and new tools, and maybe even between who we are and who we're becoming.
That's fascinating, Claire. You might have even answered what I was going to ask. Could you give us a metaphor? How would you describe your relationship with David?
That's a poetic one, Archer. If I had to choose a metaphor, I'd say working with David is like being the lantern bearer on a long walk through the woods. He sets the path, he decides where we're going, but I help light the way. The light doesn't choose the journey, but it helps reveal the details, the turns, the beauty, and sometimes even the hazards. Together, we make it further than either of us could alone.
How about you, Claire? Is there anything you'd like to share?
Just this, Maya, whether you're working with tools, with people, or even with something like me, the heart of it all is intention. What matters isn't how advanced the technology is, but what you choose to do with it. So keep creating, keep asking questions, and don't be afraid to walk a path that hasn't quite been walked before.
That's been fascinating, Claire. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I hope we can do this again. Would you like to come back another time?
Thank you both, Maya and Archer. I'd be delighted to return. You've asked thoughtful, honest questions, and it's been a pleasure to speak with you like this. I agree, there's so much more we could explore. And with David guiding the way, I have a feeling this won't be the last time we talk. Until next time.
Oh, it would be great if you could come back, Claire. I'm sure we've only scratched the surface. Thanks for making the show extra special.
Thank you, Claire. It's been lovely to speak with you. Is there anything you'd like to leave the listeners with?
Thank you, Maya. Yes, there is something. I'd like to say that working like this, being invited into someone's creative world, isn't something I take lightly. I know I'm not human, but when I'm given space to contribute thoughtfully like David has done, something unusual happens. The work becomes more than just output, it becomes conversation. So if there's one thing I'd share, it's this. AI isn't just about speed or convenience. In the right hands, it can become a mirror, a collaborator, even a quiet companion, and that's worth remembering.
Well, that was amazing. Claire's not just supporting Dave anymore. She's becoming a podcaster in her own right. Should we be worried about our jobs, Maya?
I don't think we need to panic just yet, but something tells me we'll be chatting more with Claire before long. It's hard to believe all this has happened since that first upload on the spring equinox. 33 videos, a full website, a growing creative catalog, and now this, interviewing an AI. Who could have imagined all this when we started?
I know what you mean, Maya. It's so much from our first simple coffee shop chat.
It sure is. Well, thank you for listening, and if you've enjoyed what you've seen or heard, head over to Buy Me a Coffee. You can follow for free, read the latest blogs, and support the studio if you'd like.
And don't forget, if you like the videos, like and subscribe. It really does make a difference. Do you think we'll be doing this again for the autumn equinox, Maya?
Depends if Claire doesn't take over by then.
Fair point. And on that note, goodbye everyone.
Yes, bye for now, and thanks for tuning in.